Welcome to Vetted Conversations, coming to you from Media Row at Super Bowl 60. This is our roadshow series where we take the mission on the road and our bias for patriotism travels with us. Today, our guest host, Nate Boyer, former Green Beret and co-founder of Merging Vets and Players, sits down with Marine Corps veteran and founder of Sierra Delta, BJ Ganem. These two have been friends for nearly a decade, and as they catch up, they talk about finding their new purpose after the military, the importance of the Disabled American Veterans Bowl game, and how you can make an impact in your community. We're your veteran and military family member hosts, bringing you the conversations that matter. So let's get into it.
All right. Nate Boyer here at Super Bowl 60, Radio Row. And this is another great interview we're going to do with our friend BJ Ganem for Vetted Conversations. BJ, good friend of mine, Marine Corps veteran, and founder of Sierra Delta. So first of all, tell us a little bit about Sierra Delta and why you started it.
So I started Sierra Delta because a dog really helped me see that I still had value. As silly as that sounds, right? But in my worst moment in 2006, fighting through a lot of brain injuries, the leg, and just not feeling right, not being a Marine anymore, all the stereotypical things that us veterans do, I was at a low point. I could rationalize everything else away except for this old English bulldog that I had, that I knew if I ended up quitting, he'd end up in a shelter and be killed, euthanized, like the other 800,000 healthy, trainable, and adoptable dogs we kill every year in this country. And that allowed me to pull my own head out of my butt, start putting one foot in front of the other, and living what I call a life on the good foot, right? Improvise, adapt, and overcome. And I started working with social workers and dog trainers and really trying to understand this service dog stuff. And what I realized is like less than 0.5% of us veterans actually need a medical assistant service dog. But almost all of us can benefit from a well-trained dog in our life. So we started Sierra Delta to really help more veterans at scale connect with these dog trainers that can help them train their own dogs, to either be hunting dogs, agility course running dogs, scent detection, or just a good family dog, or even a service dog if that's what you need. So it's really a strength-based community centered around that common love of a dog. And we're really trying to help more veterans make a meaningful bond with their dog and get back into serving their community by being of service still.
Yeah, I should have mentioned service, the nomenclature, Sierra Delta.
It's service and
service dog. Boom, easy.
Service and dog, yep.
Well, BJ, you collaborate with a lot of different veteran organizations, and not non-veteran organizations, just
That's
organizations. True. Like you're involved in a lot of different stuff. You've been involved with MVP, which I really appreciate, man.
Indeed.
But this, we actually met, I believe it was 2017 or 2018, whenever the Super Bowl was in Houston. At the time, it was called the Wounded Amputee Flag, or the Wounded Warrior Flag Football game, right?
Amputee Flag Football Team, yeah.
Wounded
The Wounded
Warrior
Flag
Football Team, right?
Yeah.
It's a flag football game that I got invited to come out to, and it's, former players and veterans playing together, and I go out there and it's like, the quarterback of one team is Michael Vick and the other team's like Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is crazy. And that's where we first connected, actually at a Super Bowl. And through COVID, there was struggles to get things like that, keep them going. But now the game is back, and it's sponsored by the DAV, Disabled American Veterans. And you're kind of leading that charge. So tell us about the game on Saturday, which I will be participating in, hopefully.
Yes, indeed.
If I can get a spot, if I can get a jersey.
Oh, absolutely. You got a jersey for sure. And it's like the Harlem Globetrotters or Savannah Bananas,
Yeah.
It's a pickup game of football. Like how many times we play in boots and utes when we were in, right? And these NFL players, they go through a lot of the same struggles. I mean, that's what I love about MVP. It brings these two communities together to work out and have that huddle afterwards. But they're very similar, because you've been in both locker rooms. And once that uniform comes off, there's a big part of our identity that goes with that. And all the head trauma that comes with it and all the things that we do, there's ways that we can overcome it. And this game is meant to bring these two communities together, showcase that these NFL players actually care. Like these men and women have huge platforms. A lot of people are pressuring them to represent them in this, and they show up for free to help us get this word out. DAV has been phenomenal in helping us bring this back. They've been around for 100 years, helping veterans, helping America keep their promise to our veterans, providing benefit services, helping them understand their services. I just attended their entrepreneur boot camp last year, really helped me get my business going, getting better at doing these things. And it just comes down to building community, like me and you talk about all the time. Veterans still have a lot left to give.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lot of times people only want to engage with us based on our disabilities or trying to save us in some way. And that just makes the hole in us bigger, right? We need those spaces for us to come together and bring the value of our experiences to light so that not only other veterans can learn from us, but I think other people, and I think that's what the NFL players have really shown, is that by working together, valuing each other and our experiences, we found new ways to kind of overcome these challenges.
Absolutely. No, you nailed it, man. And I mean, for the game itself, I know it's Saturday at, is it Cappuccino High School?
It's Cappuccino High School.
You told me on the phone, you're like, that's the most Bay Area name for a high school I've ever heard.
It's perfect for San Francisco, right? You would expect Cappuccino High School is in San Francisco. It's a great facility. We're really excited about it. It's a free event, so if you're in the Bay Area, come to San Bruno. Gates open at 10 a.m. Jen Welter will have a clinic for girls in flag football in the morning. That's an invite only, but gates open at 10 a.m. Come watch us warm up, kind of figure out what we're doing. Kickoff's at 12:30. Game should be over at 2, but as you know, like, we let all the fans on the field afterwards to meet the players, meet the veterans, and that's really where the magic happens. And it's just a great community event, and you can just really see how the passion that these NFL players have and these veterans have for our communities.
Absolutely. So who do you know besides you, me, Jake Schick?
Right.
You know, some of these
Chris Draft, Jen Welter, Kenny Mayne. I know Kurt Warner is like 90% in. He's just got to get his schedule from the game. We got James Harrison.
Oh, James Harrison, that's right. That's a big one, man.
So many Sean Morey. There's so many players, and I know I'm dropping the ball on this because I remember all the people that came before.
Yep.
And it's just a really great event. And honestly, the movie you made, MVP, that you can find on all the streaming services really highlights.
No, you can find it on Netflix, bro.
You can find it on Netflix. That's right. It's on Netflix. That really highlights I think what this game, this DAV Veterans Bowl, DAV Bowl represents is that commonality and how these two communities can really help each other thrive in life.
So what are you doing after the Super Bowl?
Man, you know, me and you are hanging out a lot this month, aren't we?
That's right.
So the Water Boys.
Yep.
You and Chris Long started 10 years ago?
Yeah. Chris started Water Boys, I believe in 2015, 14 or 15. But yes, this will be the 10th year that
for the climb.
We're going to do what?
That we're going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. That's right. My chubby one-legged butt is going to follow this Green Beret and these two-time Super Bowl winner Chris Long up Mount Kilimanjaro, all the way 19,300 feet in the air. To help drill wells in Africa.
Yep.
And you guys have already delivered over 150?
Yeah. The clean water wells, I don't know the number.
Okay.
I don't want to misspeak on that, but
I think it's 150 is what I read.
I think it's a good amount. Each one of these freshwater wells serves 2,500 to 5,000 people, which is awesome. So I know his goal, Chris's goal originally was one well for every 32 teams, like represented, right?
Sure.
32, which we have blown out of the water. And now it's like when trying to serve 1 million people is the next goal. 1 million people in East Africa. So.
And I'm proud to be a part of it, out there doing the fundraising. You want to help me hit my fundraising goal, you can go to waterboys.org/BJ Ganem. Donate there. Just go to waterboys.org, donate there. You can learn more about DAV at DAV.org, and the DAV Bowl is on there. And I'm excited. Hopefully we're going to bring it back next year in LA and make it even bigger.
Oh, we will. Yeah, we'll keep it rolling for sure. That was the last one that I went to, and I think that you had.
That last one that we had was in LA.
So it's great that it's back. I'm super excited about it. The first one I went to was also here in San Francisco. I didn't meet you yet, but I came to that game and just watched, and like Snoop Dogg was out there.
Snoop Dogg, he played it 3 times. It's amazing, and it just goes to show, you know, we don't need permission from the government to make our communities better. We just need to show up and do the work and have some fun. And that's what I love about We the Vets and what they do with We the Veterans, with getting people out there, helping veterans work the polling stations. I mean, that's the most important right we have, is to have a choice in how we're governed. And gosh dang it, we need to make better choices. I'll tell you that.
Did you get a chance to meet? You did. You were there for the presentation to meet the 2 gentlemen.
I did. It was so amazing to see those guys. That story is phenomenal. You got an Army Green Beret and a Navy veteran, both served in Vietnam. Didn't know each other until they started working for the polls 12 years ago, became fast friends. Everybody's got these great stories about these 2 guys, and to meet them in person, like, how cool was that to hear their stories and see the chemistry that they have?
Yeah, they're opposites.
They are.
They are. Man. It's like, you know, the Army guy's just very stoic, kind of quiet, and then the Navy guy's just boisterous. You know, he's like from the Philippines. And he's got this great story. But then I was talking offline to the Green Beret afterwards, and he was like, you know, after I came home from Vietnam, he's like, I was conflicted about, you know, a lot of the stuff we had to do over there. It was tough, and I was trying to figure out what's next, and came back here to the Bay, and I was over at City Lights Books, which we walked in the other day, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I walk in there and I see there's an office for rent upstairs. I go check it out, and I'm like, oh man, I love this old bookstore, and I'm gonna rent that office. And he started, he was an agent for actors in San Francisco. That quiet dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And he said, I worked with Francis Ford Coppola and some other. I was like, what, dude? Your life is a movie.
How
It's like,
fortuitous is that you make movies?
yeah, exactly.
So you might as well.
I told him to go watch it. No, but it was actually really cool. All right, last thing.
Yeah.
What do you love about America most?
Oh my gosh, what do
I
I,
know, I know
love
there's
about
lots of
America?
As imperfect as we are.
As imperfect. I mean, I love the opportunities that are here. Like, I don't think there's ever been a better time to be alive than right now. And I know it feels like, you know, it's a crazy statement to say, but, you know, just seeing like the things that we've been able to do, and for nothing more than grit and determination and building relationships with people and doing things that make sense for a win-win. And there's no other place that I visited. We've done a lot of traveling, both in the military and beyond, that I think offers these opportunities. The key point is, and this is what we've been trying to tell veterans,
Right.
nobody owes us anything for what we did, right? And we do need some help, but we've got to be active participants in it. We've got to show up, and we still have a lot more to give, even after that uniform comes up. But I would challenge everybody else in America that if you're seeing something that you don't think is right, find a different way. We don't need the government's permission to make our communities better. We just need to show up, do the work, and make room for people. Set your boundaries. That's healthy, but you can't keep other people from living their own life. I do my best I can to live that life on a good foot. And all that means is no matter if my weight is bared by the flesh and blood foot given me by God or by the carbon fiber and steel foot given me by science, I'm going to be able to improvise, adapt, and overcome and make the best of it and live a great life.
I love it. All right, so it's America's 250th birthday.
Yes, it is.
What's in July, right?
Yeah.
4th of July. What is a great way that everybody can celebrate, regardless of how they feel about the country right now, and you know whether you're on board or off board with what's going on with things, like how do we come together and celebrate 250 years of a country that's continuing to grow, continuing to try to get better every day? What's the best way to do that in your opinion?
You know, I think it's just like what we're doing on Saturday with this DAV Bowl is put together a picnic, come outside, get together around something, and be grateful. Whatever challenges we have, there's a lot of other good things. And so if we can shift our attention to what's going right, maybe we can build off of that instead of focusing on what's wrong and arguing about whose fault it is. There's enough blame to go around twice this entire planet. It's not about the blame. It's about what we're going to do different. How are we going to learn from the mistakes made in the past or wrong steps, or we had the best intentions but it didn't work out the best way. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter anymore. No different than getting up in the morning and putting my prosthetic leg on. If I complain about, well, maybe we shouldn't have been in Iraq or all these other things that we can talk about, I'm not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
If I put it on and just keep putting one foot in front of the other, hopefully in 2 weeks when we're on Mount Kilimanjaro, we're celebrating that sunrise and just taking that in. Imagine that we're going to be 19,300 feet in the air watching a sunrise happen. And 2 weeks after we just played in the DAV Bowl with a bunch of NFL legends right before the NFL Super Bowl, the largest media event in the world. Where else in history have you ever seen two regular blokes
Opportunity like
have that kind of opportunity?
Yeah, that's a very American thing. All right, thank you again, BJ Ganem. Yeah, BJ Ganem, America 250 here at Vetted Conversations, Super Bowl 60. All right, we need to do a birthday shout out.
All right,
to the United States of America.
United States of America, happy birthday and stay America.
Thank you, brother.